start with a motion to dismiss because it would come first procedurally. So when someone serves a complaint against you, you have 21 days from the date of service to either file an answer or a motion to dismiss. And so you can see here, there's subject matter jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction, insufficient process, improper venue, and failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. This is what Justin Baldoni's lawsuit was dismissed on, basically saying the law doesn't give you any sort of right under the facts that you've presented that can be vindicated. Or stated more plainly, based on what you've pled before the court, there is no claim under the law here. Most importantly, these claims do not evaluate the evidence. In fact, there shouldn't really be evidence at the complaint stage. So they're going to look at the facts most favorable to the opposing party. So in this case, Blake Lively was the movant. She filed a 12b6 motion, and the judge evaluated the claims in the light most favorable to Justin Baldoni and still found that because of litigation privileges and the First Amendment, that he unfortunately did not have a claim. But after the close of discovery is when you get into the Rule 56 summary judgment motions. Now, this is where you come and you say to the court, hey, court, look at all this evidence. In fact, there's no genuine dispute as to any material fact, and therefore I'm entitled to judgment as a matter of law, meaning that we could go to trial on this and waste everybody's time and money, but there's no way that they can prove certain facts with the evidence we have, and therefore we should dismiss at this stage. And so in the Rule 56 motion, that's where we're going to see portions of Blake Lively's deposition, because you can use all of the evidence you would otherwise use at trial to come to the judge and say, hey, there's no genuine dispute of fact. And I think, given the strategy that we've seen since the Rule 12b6 dismissal, that Justin Baldoni's team has been pretty hands-off as far as legal strategy goes. They haven't been very like bulldog, attacking everything, because I think they're just watching Blake Lively dig her own hole, to be honest. So I think what they're going to do is wait for this Rule 56 motion before we ever see any of that deposition testimony. I don't think, and I could be wrong, that they're going to use this for PR in the meantime. I do think we will see some of that from Blake Lively's team. Realistically, what does that look like? We could get some deposition testimony that Blake Lively expands on the allegations that she said, actually everything was really good after that 17-point list. So, we returned to set and everything was great. And so that might be enough to sever causation and sever the protected activity and the retaliation claim, right? We may get some deposition testimony that she was, in fact, planting stories in the press and smearing him in the press, which we know she was doing based on text messages as well as what was going on in the press at the time. It seems pretty obvious, right? So if we get some testimony around that, then, they could say, hey, based on that, there's no way she can prevail at trial because this was a defense of ourselves and a completely normal reaction. So there might be things that they can come to the court and say, hey, based on her testimony, based on the evidence, there's no way that she can prove sexual harassment. There's no way she can claim that the retaliation is based on her protected activity and reporting the sexual harassment. So you can get people that dispute minor facts. That's not enough. There has to be something that really is central to the case. It has to be material fact, right? It has to be a fact that otherwise proves a necessary element of these claims. So I hope that helps. Rule 56 motions are lengthy. They have statement of facts by the parties. They have all of the evidence attached that they're relying on in their documents. So they are very time consuming, and they are going to be spicy and they are going to be juicy. Stay tuned.